Welcome to the Mom Owned and Operated Podcast, the podcast about moms and for moms, where we have candid conversations about running a business, raising a family, and remembering ourselves. I'm your host, Rita Suzanne, a single mom of four, digital strategist, and provider of no-nonsense business strategies and tactics. Hi, I'm Rita Suzanne, and today I have my good friend Edie Clarke with me. I'm so excited to chat with you today, Edie. Please tell everyone all about you, your family, and your business.
Excellent. Hi, Rita. It's been a while. Hi, everyone. My name is Edie Clarke. I'm based in Brooklyn, New York, and I am a remote video producer and YouTube strategist. And I work with service provider entrepreneurs who want to use video in order to leverage their business and grow their audience, but they're usually confused about how to do that. And they want to work with someone who will be able to turn their knowledge and expertise into content that can be a lead generator for them.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for the past 10 years, forgetting how long I've been in business. I am happily married for 23 years, almost 24 years in December. And we have a son who is graduating from college this May. So
I can't believe that. I remember when he started.
I know.
That is crazy how fast, everything goes.
It does not wait for anyone. That much I've realized.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about a really exciting topic, and, content is a big thing. So what do you have in store for us today?
Well, today I wanted to talk about what's been happening and people talking about all over the internet, and that's using AI and integrating that with content creation and content marketing. Because everyone's sort of losing their minds over AI at the moment, particularly over a tool that is called ChatGPT. And that isn't the first or the only AI platform that's ever existed, but I'm not sure why it's taken the world by storm, but it has. And so I wanted to talk about that today.
Yeah, because before that, wasn't there like Jasper and some other ones that were writing content? But I will say comparatively that I think that Chat GPT is a little better, actually. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, at the end of the day, any writing tool, Jasper is one of them, copy.ai, there's a bunch of them. I can't even keep track of them all, are all built on the same platform, which is OpenAI. That is constantly updated and upgraded over a period of time. If anybody was on ChatGPT for any period of time, you would remember that it was constantly being updated. And that's the same that's happening with all of the other platforms that are out there. ChatGPT is just slightly different in the way in which you use it than Jasper was in its initial rollout. Now, I'm still a huge fan of Jasper, and it's my number one tool that I use for writing. Now, within Jasper, they have the chat feature. So you technically don't need to use ChatGPT. And that's really what the main difference was between Jasper and ChatGPT. Jasper, what made that so genius was that they've decided to curate the content that they were creating specifically for anyone that was writing anything from a blog to an email to a script for a video to an article to social media posts to product descriptions to the meta descriptions on your websites. And they created templates for you, or templates. It's a templates for you that just made creating it that much easier. And with ChatGPT, it's more like a research tool or a search engine, because you can ask it questions, and granted, it can spit out lists, but it actually can also spit out well-formed paragraphs of content, whether it's that you're asking it to tell me a story about a boy that meets a girl walking through the, whatever. It can do that as well. But in a test, I haven't done this test yet, but I've seen someone that's done a test where they compared content that ChatGPT put out versus content that was used through a template on Jasper. And Jasper's content was more, or was legitimized a bit better than the ChatGPT. Okay. Whereas the ChatGPT seemed to have more instances of false information. And I'm not saying that anybody should take the content from either of these platforms and plant it on your website as is. That is no. Right. But it just seemed to have less issues with it being seen as being created by a robot.
I see what you're saying, because I did start using Jasper for a while, and I think maybe you were the one who recommended it to me, but I think I didn't understand how to use it fully. And I think that that's probably an issue that a lot of people have. And when you use the Chat GPT, it's pretty easy, right? It's like you type in, hey, rewrite this for me, use this tone, but there's a lot of repetition in your results. So that could be a good thing because it's remembering what, your style and the things that you like, but it's also basically just repeating the same things over and over.
Yeah. At the end of the day, with whether it's Jasper or if you're going straight to ChatGPT or you're using another one of them, the content that you're going to get out is as good as the content that you put in. And what you need to recognize is that this is built on machine learning. So basically what that means is the more that you use it and give it information, and the more users worldwide that there are, and there's probably close to 1 billion, who knows? I mean, there's a lot of people that are using it. The better the tool's going to get, and the results that you get are going to be better. But the key thing is you cannot be very generic with what you're putting in it. Whatever it is that you're asking it to do, you need to be very granular in how you're asking for that. And then even if once it spits it out, you can go even deeper. You can ask it more questions to get even more information out of it. So it's really, at the end of the day, as good as the information that you're giving it.
I agree with that, because I was working on something the other day and it spit out a result for me. And then I asked it another question, and then it kept on using words that I didn't like. So I was like, tell me that without using the word.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like it at all.
Exactly. Yeah. That's key.
So I think that, just goes to show you have to, put in a lot of information and then narrow it down as you're working on it. So what are some of your favorite platforms that you use besides Jasper? Do you have other recommendations?
Besides Jasper, I mean, pretty much, I can't think of a tool right now off the top of my head that has not incorporated AI into it. So there may not be, in the list of some of the things that I will say, they're not necessarily specifically AI tools, but they incorporate AI in them. And that's what I think is what we're going to be seeing moving forward in the future anyway. One of the next biggest tools after Jasper is BigView. BigView is a video teleprompter. In and of itself, it is not an AI tool. However, it does incorporate AI features within it. For example, speech to text. Another capability is they too have jumped on the almost Chat GPT. I won't say it's Chat GPT, but it's built on OpenAI, where now you can use that platform to actually create your scripts. So what's genius about BigView is that it is a platform that allows you to record yourself, whether you're doing it on a desktop or if you're using your smartphone, while you're reading the teleprompter. And so it just makes, for people who are uncomfortable with recording content and trying to, God forbid, memorize what they have to say, they can easily use this tool. So in the olden days, you had to create your script and either cut and paste it inside of Big View, or you could manually within Big View create your script. Well, now they have this feature that actually allows you to, from scratch. I've opened up Big View. I have no idea what video I want to talk about or the specifics of it. And then you can immediately choose the type of video that you want to create, give it some information, and it spits out a script for you. So that makes needing to use other tools outside of it a whole lot less possible. So, right. Or needed. So you can literally just use Big View to write your scripts and then to film yourself. And it is a tool also that allows you to edit your video. So you can do everything within that platform. So I think that that's pretty ingenious of what they're doing. Another tool that is more of, it has an AI feature that is like they're getting better and better and better with it, is my social media management tool. Now, I don't know do you use Buffer or Hootsuite? Which one do you use?
I still use Social Bee.
Oh, you do too?
Yeah.
Okay. Social Bee is the bomb now because they've now added AI feature, which allows you to create your social media posts within the platform. And they've even, between when they first released it and now, they've even changed it again. And they've made it even more robust now, because they have these like a bajillion different prompts now. It's like crazy.
I like them.
What?
Some of them are really good. And I like that you can say, put in the link to what you want versus I don't know if you can do that on Jasper or whatever the other ones are, but I know that
question.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know that on Social Bee, you can put in the link and say, okay, give me some prompts for this, which are like, why are you not using this?
Yeah. So it makes it, because again, pre this feature, I would create my prompts in Jasper and then bring them in to Social Bee. And now you don't need to do that. They also have a way of creating your hashtags, although I can't say I'm in love with that, but I like the fact that they give you that option, but that needs some work.
Yeah, definitely, because it'll pull almost like every word in the sentence. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I still generate them because sometimes some good ones will pop in.
Yeah,
and I'll just remove the ones that I don't feel are necessarily relevant.
Yeah. And then another one that is an AI tool that I've been using for 4 years now, 3 or 4 years, it's been a while, is my best recommendation for creating slides, and that's beautiful.ai.
Wow.
And I've been using that for quite a number of years. And the reason why I liked that is because for me, I'm not as graphically inclined as you are, Rita. But for me, it was always a chore creating my PowerPoint slides. I was like, what do I want this slide to look like? What image do I want to bring in? And how do I want to position it on the page? And that just was an added level of stress and annoyance that I just didn't need. And Beautiful AI is a company that was actually created by people who create PowerPoint presentations as a career. That was their business. That was their job. So they knew all of the nuances, the things that you needed to do versus not needing to do, the total number of characters you should have on a page, and all of that. They knew that knowledge going in. So they created a platform that automatically allowed you to create beautiful looking presentations because they met the standard requirements. You could never put too much text on a slide, even if you wanted to. It would not allow you to do that. You were able to position your images in a way that was attractive for the person to see it, as opposed to, I just want to put these, pictures all over the place and in these weird manners. And now what they've done and so that's the automatic, that was the AI aspect of that initially. What they've now done, which once this gets trained, is going to be, in my opinion, a game changer, is they have something that is called designer bot AI. So what you do is you treat it sort of like chat, where you put in the prompt of what slide presentation or slide deck do you want it to create. So do you want to do a presentation that's targeting entrepreneurs, that's talking about starting a business if you're in XYZ industry?
Wow.
So you put in that prompt. You would then select the template of meaning, like what colors do you want, fonts and things of that nature, and let it do its thing. And it will automatically create slides that would, in theory, have the content that you're looking for on each slide. It's not going to be perfect. It's not, again, something that, oh, okay, I don't have to do anything. This is perfect. Let's just go and do
But you don't have to add the content initially. You just go in there and modify it as needed.
Right. Exactly.
So, but can you add your own content and then?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can, and so the first way was how you used to do, you would just upload all of your content and then it would position it and put it on the slides and do it for you, which is amazing because it takes me, it takes me forever to do designs because I'm too critical of it.
Yeah.
So I would actually
yeah. So this takes all of that out because you can't, it has a set number, but it has enough of templates for you to choose. So if you wanted to do graphs, there are only a set, maybe 8 different ways that you can position a graph. Yeah. So it just limits it so that you don't have to be like, well, do I want this one versus that one? You don't, it eliminates all of that for you.
I like that because I feel like oftentimes people will go outside of like their brand standards, right? Mm-hmm. And so for them, the standards are, this is the best way that your presentation is going to be received. So we're going to make you stay within these standards.
Yes.
And I think that that's smart because like some people will just go crazy and put all the things. And I used to hate that when I would.
Yeah. Yeah. And they also have, I haven't played around with this feature yet. And I actually replied to somebody on one of my YouTube videos in reference to beautiful.ai. But they have a feature now where Beautiful AI can be an add-in on PowerPoint. Yeah. So if you open up PowerPoint, I guess you have to go to add-in and then somehow, I forgot, you have to add in Beautiful AI to PowerPoint. And it just allows those 2 platforms now to work a lot better than they used to, because before all you could do was export it as a slide image and import it into beautiful.ai, or vice versa. You could export your Beautiful AI presentation as a PowerPoint. It is editable, but it's not, all of the animation wouldn't transfer over. Yeah. And then the other feature that they've added that I personally don't care about, but it is an AI feature, is they do have the ability for you to create images using DALL-E. So they've done a deal with DALL-E where you're essentially using DALL-E within Beautiful AI, and you're able to go and create custom images. I, as a whole, am not a huge fan of DALL-E when it comes to image creation. My choice of tool is Midjourney. It's a little chaotic in the way that it works because it kind of works in tandem with, it's basically a Discord chat, and you tell it what you want it to do and it spits out. But I've gotten better results and better quality images from Midjourney. So that's my personal favorite. Yeah. For images.
You have to find what works for you. I don't even know what DALL-E is. I've never.
There are a lot of platforms that are out there, AI platforms, where you're able to type in the text and it spits out an image. So you could say, I want 2 girls sitting on a bench in Central Park eating ice cream. And it will create, and then you have to tell it like what style of video, of image do you want it to be? So do you want it to be realistic? Do you want it to be hyper realistic? Do you want it to be animated? Do you want it to look like a Peanuts cartoon? Like, you have to be very, very specific in terms of the way you want it to look. And then it will spit out that image for you. And that's what I like Midjourney for.
Okay.
It
Because you
just
can
seems to
get
be a
really,
higher quality. Yeah, you can be really granular with what you're asking for. What doesn't work with that is sort of similar to ChatGPT or Jasper. Even though they may give you a similar verbal or written response, it is still always different.
okay.
And they will never, ever, ever give you the same exact response. And that's the same with Midjourney or any of the image AIs right now. For example, with Midjourney, you can get 4 examples of whatever it is that you ask it for.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 will look completely different. If you then ask for a variation and give me 4 new ones on this one, they're all going to look different. And then if you try to get even granular, like, oh, I want a different color, it's going to look completely different than the original. So you're never going to get the image to look identical to the previous one. Even if you did find one that you loved, take it.
Right.
You're going to have to then put that in.
Do it again.
Yeah, put that in Photoshop and try to do whatever you need to do to replicate it, but it's not gonna be able to spit it out in different scenarios. Like if you wanted to change the background or if you wanted to change the color, it's going to be a completely different image the next time.
So it's not even stock photos. It's not just searching for stock photos that fit within these parameters. It's creating the actual image.
It's creating the actual image, but now that you mentioned stock photos, I don't know. The jury is out. I'm not a professional when it comes to copywriting and things of that nature. But we have to bear in mind this platform is built on knowledge of the web. Mm-hmm. So, in order for it to create an image, it's searching through images. Mm. So, it's taking bits and pieces from existing pieces of images or artwork in order to create what it's creating. Oh. So, technically speaking, it is sort of pulling from the stock images that it's finding online. I don't know. I've not used it like 24/7 for weeks on end to see how much content I can curate, and am I finding that anywhere? I've not exported, which is an idea. I've not exported a video yet and then put it in Google to search to see if that image exists anywhere.
Well, and my question is like, what about licensing? Are they infringing on licenses if they are pulling?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the question. I think I saw a piece on, I believe John Oliver did a piece on AI, and they did their due diligence and did research because they were able to, I don't know if it was Midjourney. I don't think it was Midjourney. I don't know which platform they used, but they found an image that it created for them that actually you could see the Getty Images logo was like, you know,
the watermark
and just like it looked jacked up.
Yeah.
And so that was evidence that they took the image from Getty Images.
Yeah.
So, and that's where you're like,
the lesson is just be careful because you don't want to get fined because Getty
yeah.
they'll come after you for some money.
So far, I like them, but I'm actually using it for a creative project that I'm doing. I'm working on an animated short and I need to get character images just for reference. So I'm not republishing the images that I'm using this for.
Yeah, that would be cute though. The little characters.
Yeah.
So it gives you a visual idea. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like we've talked about the benefits and the limitations, but I've been wanting to get back onto YouTube. So what is, and I loved it that you said that Big View has the actual
teleprompter
on it. So that's encouraging. That helps me to, feel like, okay, now I'm able to create content without it feeling uncomfortable. Right. But so what platforms do you feel like are the best platforms for AI that you should be using them on?
The platforms
like should I use AI for YouTube, or should I just stick to like writing? Can you even use AI for YouTube other than just for the prompter?
For creating your content, you can use AI from conception to repurposing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not sure of what videos you want to create, you need to do research. And right now, if you don't mind the wait, ChatGPT is probably a good option for you to do some research in terms of the topics that you want to create. My tool of choice is one called Morning Fame. And that tool allows you to really have a clear understanding of the best keywords based on the size of your channel.
Okay.
And so that's why I prefer that one. And it makes keyword research, if you have to rely on something like the keyword Google Planner or the Google Keyword Planner, it makes you understand that process a little bit easier. So that is my personal preference in terms of researching. So you can certainly use AI to research the content and go from there and figure out what kinds of videos you want to create. You can also use it for prompts that, whether you're going to do these as shorts or TikTok, or if you actually want to use them for standalone prompts that you're using on social media. For creating, definitely writing your script, whether it's Jasper or copy.ai or whatever your written tool of preferences. And then when it comes to really filming yourself, Big View or anyone like Big View, I like Big View because it has a desktop and an app version. So you can do all of the heavy lifting, if you will, on the desktop, and then everything gets transferred to your phone when you're ready to film yourself. I personally prefer to use the video teleprompter from the phone because it truly does not look like you're reading when you're using it.
Because you can kind of see.
Because where the text will come on the screen is where your camera eye is. So the text would come along here, so it doesn't look like you're reading. So that's my personal preference. When it comes to editing, a lot of people probably hate editing more second after they can't stand watching themselves on camera. There are a number of tools that you can use that make editing either easier. That's like Descript or Descript, however you want to pronounce it, makes it super, super easy because you can easily edit just by removing the text in your transcript. But there is a tool that's out there called WiseCut. And that tool allows you to upload your raw footage and it will edit it for you.
Okay.
Now, the downside, again, everything with AI has a great thing and then it has not yet learned how to differentiate between somebody that does a false start or makes, oops, I made a mistake, let me start over, and one that's just reading the script naturally. Okay. So I'm sure that they're going to work on that and create some way of you filming so that maybe perhaps you say, stop or pause or cut or something so that the AI will know, okay, I can't do anything. Let me wait.
Yeah. So you're talking about in the middle of a video, if somebody needs to cut something out,
right?
It's not as if you could at the beginning and you can just trim it.
Right.
To actually cut it all the way out.
Right. But it does remove dead space.
Okay.
So if you're like waiting for the teleprompter to move and you're just like, for the first whatever, it'll cut that out. Or if you have a long gap between paragraphs, it'll cut that out. It'll also do jump cuts, which is basically you can go from a shot like this to a closer shot. It will do all of that automatically for you. So, and I think that and more like them are going to come out and just get better as time goes on. And then there isn't an AI tool for uploading other than your social media management tool. You can upload your video there and then they can upload it to YouTube. I like just from wherever I'm editing, I just like to send it straight to YouTube. That's just my personal preference. I prefer to have a bit more control over how and when my video gets uploaded. So I don't need anything to really necessarily automate that process for me. But then when you have created your video, you've uploaded the video, you then need to repurpose the video. And a lot of people tend to assume that, oh, once I put the video up on YouTube, my job's done. I don't have to worry about anything. YouTube's going to do all the work for me. And that's not true. So there are AI tools that are out there that can repurpose your content for you and cut them into shorts or into clips that you can put on Facebook, Instagram, or on LinkedIn for you. So,
well, I was looking at Repurpose.io, and because this was going to be the next question I had for you was about repurposing. And I was, it's like automatic. You want us to automatically create these shorts for you based on the video. And I'm like, no, because how are you going to know what stuff I want and what I don't want? So how is that something you manually then, if you don't allow it to, you have to kind of adjust it yourself, go through the video?
I think there are a number. I'm actually still, I kind of sort of have decided, but I'm not certain which one I'm going to get behind. Okay. But there are a lot of other ones besides repurpose.io. I'm experimenting with them all. And there is one that chooses based on keywords. And so I think that is the better sort of direction to go, because it's going to select the clips that, based on the AI in the background, searching through your transcript and finding your keywords. And if you're talking about branding or, things of that nature, then they're going to rank your clips based on that and cut those sections where you're talking about that. Everything, again, this is still early days, so it's not perfect. So there are the tool that I'm talking about actually does a good job at finding the clips based on the keyword, and they are really good, worthy clips, because that is the purpose of this tool. It's not there to make your clip look glossy. It is there to get the content that they feel is going to resonate with your audience based on the keyword results. So the closed captioning, it looks like the regular ADA standard closed captioning. A lot of people don't particularly care for that. It doesn't give you the option to put in emojis and fun little things like that. And it doesn't give you the option to do like meme looking videos with the black or whatever color bars on top. So every tool is going to be for a different person based on what your specific interest is. But this one, it's called Get Munch, is one that I feel is heading in the right direction, but it still needs work.
Right.
And I don't even think it offers, I'm not sure if, I think there's some format that they don't do yet. I can't remember.
Like a popular form.
Yeah.
Well, so. I mean, I think that so what do you think let's just wrap it up with, what do you think are the benefits and the pros and the cons of AI in general?
AI in general for content creation, the pros are, particularly if you're a solopreneur, if you're just starting out and you don't have a budget to hire anybody, this kind of gives you a back office, or it gives you, assistants. These are your virtual assistants. I guess you could think of it that way, because it allows you to expedite the process of doing a lot of the things that are extremely time consuming for us, whether that's sitting down and drafting emails to blast out to our email list, or if it's doing the painstaking social media posts and all of those types of things. So it definitely helps with that. One of the drawbacks on that is that you can't rely on what you get from it to just say, okay, this is perfect, let me just put it out as is. You still need to review it. So think of it as your assistant just did this work for you, and you need to review what they're doing.
Right. And you have to be knowledgeable of who your target audience is, so that you can kind of refine these, because you don't want to use the same thing that somebody else is using.
Right. And you want it to speak in your voice. So if you don't, and they do have Jasper in all of them. Does chat now? Jasper for sure. I know Social Bee does now. I think Social Bee does. I've used so many different ones, I can't even remember now. But they offer the opportunity for you to select the tone that you want to use for
social media.
for your content. But besides tone, is that the way you speak?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, then you need to go in there and you need to tweak it so that it sounds like you.
Right.
And so that's the drawback. I don't know if that'll ever get cleared up, because that means that every single human being that uses these tools, it will have to identify and know, okay, it knows that Edie's asking this. Well, Edie speaks this way. So let me spit out that result. I don't know if it'll ever get to that, but you certainly at this point, you can use it for the purpose of helping you create the content quickly, and then you can then tweak it. I use it for writer's block. I cannot start anything from a blank sheet of paper or blank screen.
Well,
I need to get something to
I
get
need an outline or something.
Yeah, I need something.
Yeah. I do better at editing versus just starting from nothing and just I'm staring at and then I'm moving on, because I think that's been the reason why I've not been consistent in a lot of content creation. So I think that something like all of these tools could help you definitely with your consistency, staying on task with, what you say you're going to do.
Yeah. So I that's my feeling on, utilizing it to the best of its ability in your business. I know that there are people that are absolutely against it and think that it's cheating, or they think that it's
I guess if your job is writing copy, then you're definitely not excited about something that's going to take away from your job, know. So,
and I don't see it taking away. I see it for the time being. If somebody cannot afford to hire a copywriter, why are you begrudging them the ability for them to write copy?
Right. Well, because copy is expensive. It's expensive to get a copywriter.
Yeah, it is.
And so I do think that it's a good starting point. But if you don't understand your person, like, you're just wasting your time anyway.
Well, too. Yeah. But you'd be wasting your time if you hired someone or if you used ChatGPT or
a lot of the copywriters do help you, get into who your person is, because they can't write for you if they don't know who it is. And so, that's a whole slippery slope as it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell everybody where they can find you. Where are you at? Where are you hiding?
I am primarily on LinkedIn or on YouTube. And on LinkedIn, I think you have to go, can you do @ on LinkedIn? I can't even remember, but it's Virtually in Sync. And if you need to find me by name, it's Edie Clarke. And on YouTube, it's @ Virtually in Sync to go to my channel. My channel primarily consists of videos where I'm talking to you about easy to use and simple to learn video creation tools. So some of the ones that we talked about here are going to be featured on my channel.
Yay, thank you.
And then you can go to my website, edieclarke.com.
Yes, the website, of course. That's where they can learn all about how they can hire you.
Yes. Yeah.
And say that again, edieclarke.com, right?
Yes, and it's Clarke with an E, and it's Edie with one D. It's not Eddie.
I remember you telling me that that somebody said they
still to this day, even though I have my name phonetically spelled, they'll still say, "Hi, Eddie." I'm like, nah, that's Edie.
Yeah. People call me Suzanne all the time too. And and I don't understand that, because it doesn't come first. So, I don't understand, but it's okay. Thanks for jumping on and talking.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, it's been fun. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
And there you have it. I want to encourage you to remember that being a mom who runs her own business is not easy. We all struggle, but just keep moving forward and don't forget to make time for yourself. As moms, we are usually the first thing to go to the bottom of the list. If your business is overwhelming you and you need real solutions, not just some sugar-coated suggestions, apply to work with me at ritasuzanne.com/apply.